Breathe in deeply and let all the worries of the long day melt away in your breath. Right now, there's no need to try to understand, only to listen. Commit your way to the Lord, trust in Him, and He will act. Psalm 37, verse 5. Lord, there are days I hear this verse dozens of times and still do not truly understand. Commit. I say it, but my heart still holds tight. Trust. I read it, but my soul still trembles with fear. Perhaps these are the days I am losing faith, not because I stop believing in God, but because I no longer believe that you will do what is best for me. I know I still pray, still read your word, still say your will is good, but deep inside, there is an anxiety that has not dissolved. If I let go, will everything collapse? I fear the future, fear the things I cannot control. I fear that if I do not try, no one will hold my life for me. And then I realize that very fear is what exhausts me the most. Lord, I have tried everything to prove I am strong enough. I calculate, I plan ahead, I arrange, until there is no space left for peace. I run for fear of falling, I speak for fear of silence, and I hold on to everything for fear of loss. But deep down, I am only a small person, trembling before a world too wide. I once thought hope was waiting for a miracle, but now I understand. Hoping is actually learning to believe when there is nothing left to cling to. It is daring to place everything in your hands and believing that you will not drop it. I know to hope is not to sit still in fear, but to stand in the wind and still believe that there is an invisible hand holding me from falling. And perhaps I can only learn that when all my own efforts are no longer enough. When plans fall apart, dreams are unfinished, and I am forced to stop, to admit that I cannot control everything by myself. Lord, if this is how you teach me to hope, then please do not let me run away. Please teach me to trust in your love more than in what my eyes can see. Please grant me enough stillness to commit, and enough courage to believe that all that I do not understand today will be completed by you in your grace. Amen. Lord, perhaps there is still an old habit in me, a very small fear, yet enough to make me want to hold on to everything. I fear if I let go, everything will break. I fear if I do nothing, everything will stop. So I try to control, try to manage, try to anticipate every possibility as if peace were something I could arrange by willpower. But I forget. To trust is not to hold, but to dare to release. Not to know everything, but to know who holds all things in his hand. There are days I feel as if I am turning a wheel too large on a small boat in the open sea. The wind still blows, the waves still carry, but I keep trying to row against them, trying to do the work that is yours. And when I am exhausted, I realize you have only been waiting for me to lower the oars so that your wind can carry me in the right direction. I once thought trusting meant doing everything I could and then letting you add the rest. But now I understand. Trusting is knowing when to stop and letting you do the part that I cannot. In truth, you do not need me strong. You only need me honest. Honest in weakness, honest in fear, and honest in the small confession. I do not know what to do. Please help me believe. Some nights, I sit quietly and feel like a child trying to hide a broken toy, afraid the father will scold. But when at last I dare to open my hands, you simply smile and gently mend it. You do not scold. You only tie back the tangled strings with the hands of love and patience. Lord, How many times I have begged you to intervene, and then feared you would change my plan. I want your will to be done, yet inside, I worry you will go a different way. And in that silent tug of war, I lose the peace you promised. Now, I understand. Peace is not found in having everything go my way, but in trusting enough to know, even if what I want does not happen, what you will is far better. Peace is not the absence of waves, but knowing who is with me in the waves. I remember your word, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Matthew 6, verse 34. I once read that with my mind, but today I want to read it with all my heart. Not as advice, but as a breath. Let him take care. Lord, please teach me to slow down. When my mind begins to calculate, remind me that you have already accounted for it. When I want to grasp tight, remind me that everything I have is a gift, not an achievement. And when I fear loss, remind me that in you, nothing is truly lost. Perhaps you hold certain things back because their time has not yet come. Perhaps you delay because I am not yet mature enough to receive. And perhaps you close this door only to open another road where a greater light is waiting. Lord, I do not want to live as one who always fears losing, but as one who knows they are being held. I do not want to carry the weight of everything, but to put it down, so my two hands have room for peace. Please help me believe that you are still working in what I cannot see. Please help me remember that your delay is not silence, but preparation. And please let me be still, even when I do not yet understand, because I know you are there, in this in-between, still loving me quietly, and still completing what is best for me. Amen. Lord, I realize sometimes faith is not in great miracles, but in things so small they are easily overlooked. Like morning when the sun rises, the light does not crash in, but spreads gently, little by little. And I think, perhaps that is how you work in my life. Quietly, but surely. There were times I impatiently sought a clear sign, a miracle that would make me believe. But you taught me that your love is not always dazzling, but sometimes only a silent presence amid ordinary rhythms. A light breeze, a warm sunbeam, a simple question asked with care, or someone's laughter along the road, all are very small ways you use to remind me you are still here. Since when did I forget to see you in every detail of life? I was busy seeking great wonders and forgot that every breath I draw is already a marvel. I see a leaf fall, not hurried, not afraid, just gently letting go when it is time. I see a flower bloom, not hasty, just quietly opening when the light is enough. I see small birds, not anxious for tomorrow, for they know the sky is always wide. And then I understand. All creation is living by trust. They believe in the hand that made them. And I sometimes forget that the same hand is holding my life each minute. My soul, wait in silence for God alone, for my hope is from Him. Psalm 62, verse 5. That word soothes my heart. If the flower, the grain of sand, and the river rest in the ordering of God, then I can learn to rest like that too. Father, I want to learn again to see the world with the eyes of faith, not to view everything through worry, but through gratitude, not to ask why, but to begin saying thank you. Thank you for a new day that still comes, for the sun that still rises, for the fact that I am still here, able to breathe, to pray, to love. Thank you for things that seem small, yet are the very miracles sustaining me. Loving one, Please teach me to learn trust again, like a child trusts a father's arms, like a bird trusts the wind, like a seed trusts the rain. For everything around me keeps retelling your story, a story of kindness that never changes. If that flower blooms in its season, then surely my life also has its appointed time. If dawn always follows the night, then surely your light will come, even if I have not yet seen it. Lord, let me believe in the gentle order you set in this universe. If you care for each petal and each small bird, surely you are caring for me, a small soul you love so much. I know, to trust is not to wait for the world to change, but to let my own heart be changed first. And perhaps the greatest faith is not believing you will act, but believing that you have always been acting, even when I do not see. Please keep my heart tender and my eyes bright, so I may recognize you in the most ordinary things. For perhaps those very ordinary things are the miracles you send each day. Amen. There are very quiet nights when every sound has sunk into silence. I sit with a small question in my heart. Lord, are you hearing me? There is no reply, only my breath mingling with the wind beyond the window. No miracle, no voice, only the stillness of the night. So wide and deep I feel very small. This silence sometimes makes my heart tremble, because in minutes without your voice, everything I believe seems fragile. I still pray, but the words seem to dissolve into the air, and my heart waits for something, not knowing what it is. But slowly, I begin to realize that perhaps you are still speaking, only not with sound. You speak with presence, with a small peace slipping into the moments that seem empty. After the wind, earthquake, and fire came a gentle whisper. 1 Kings 19, verse 12. I read that again, and suddenly understand, you were never far. You simply speak in a way the heart must be very still to hear. Perhaps that is why you choose silence, to teach me to listen with the heart, not listening with reason, nor to seek answers, but to realize, when I stop speaking, you are still there. Perhaps you are right beside me, in the morning, when I open my eyes and see light on the pillow, in the sound of leaves touching in the eaves, in the lightness when my heart is suddenly at rest for no clear reason. Perhaps you are still touching my life, only without needing words. This silence may be a very gentle way of loving, a love that does not need to speak, because presence itself is speech. I am no longer afraid as before. The darkness remains, but it is no longer frightening. For in the stillness, I recognize another kind of peace, not loud, not forceful, but enduring. Perhaps true faith is not always hearing God, but daring to believe He is here, even when everything is silent. For if I always require an answer, I will never learn what it is to trust. But when God is silent and I remain, that is when faith truly begins. Lord, please teach me not to fear silence. Do not let me rush to fill it with worry or with questions that will not answer back. Help me sit very still and let my heart be filled with your presence. When I see no sign, let me believe you are working. When I hear nothing, let me know your love has never slept. And when I do not understand, grant me enough peace to keep believing. I do not need you to speak loudly, only to be near. I do not need a clear reply, only the sense that you are listening, silent, yet not absent, still, yet full of presence. No words, yet overflowing with love. If this is how you teach me to grow in faith, let me give thanks even for wordless days. For perhaps, in the silence, I learned to trust more and to love you more deeply. And I understand. Sometimes you are silent not because I am unworthy to hear, but because you want me to know. True love can be present even without being spoken. Amen. The night is still long, but my heart has changed. No longer waiting for you to speak aloud. I only want to learn to live in trust, even while life remains as unfinished as this. By day, the world is always hurried. Everyone speaks of plans, of control, of what must be done not to fall behind. I once lived that way, chasing what seemed important, until, exhausted, I realized what you want me to learn is not to run faster, but to stop and trust more. I have lost too much peace by trying to understand everything. I thought trusting meant seeing clearly, but now I know. Trust is accepting not to understand and still choosing peace. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. 1 Peter 5 verse 7. I do not want to live in worry anymore, for worry does not make tomorrow better. It only steals today's joy. I want to live by faith, the faith of one who knows God is still working, even when eyes see nothing yet. If tomorrow brings difficulty, please let me not fear. If something lies beyond my reach, let me believe it is still in your hand. If my heart fills with worry again, let me remember that whatever belongs to you is never lost. Trusting more does not mean I no longer fear, but that I know to hand that fear to the one stronger than I. Worrying less does not mean I am careless, but that I know who holds what I cannot hold. Lord, please teach me how to breathe again. Inhale with trust, exhale with peace. Teach me to live each day more slowly, to think less about what has not yet come, and to keep my heart in the present, where you are still present. I do not ask for a life without storms, only for faith large enough to be calm in the storm. I do not ask for everything to go my way, only to trust you in all of yours. If today I am weak, let me not be ashamed, for in weakness you still accomplish what you will. If I am not yet strong, let me still keep a gentle heart. For you do not seek the capable, you seek those who trust. The night is late, but my heart grows calm. All that is unfinished no longer demands to be finished. I place tomorrow in your hands, like a child lays its head on a father's shoulder. No need to understand, only to know I am being held. I trust you a little more. I worry a little less. And perhaps that is enough for a peaceful night. And Lord, as I sit here in your peace, I remember those still lost in the worries of life. Some are losing work, some losing hope. Some have forgotten what it feels like to be loved. Please come to them, as you have come to me on my weakest nights. Let them also feel this warmth, a quiet peace, just a small trust brushing the heart. Please dry the tears that fall in silence and rekindle light in souls that seem extinguished. Grant them faith, even if only the size of a mustard seed, so they can say, I will believe once more. Lord, please soften pains no one can see. Lay your hand on wounds without words, and if I can be at peace today, please use this very peace as a small lamp to guide someone walking in the dark. Amen. The night is truly quiet now. Only a dim light and soft breathing in the room. I sit here, gazing at the dark corner by the door, and I know you are still there. No need to see, for I have felt it. No need to hear, for your peace has filled this place. All day I have tried so hard, tried to make everything right, tried to be strong, tried to believe I am not lost. But now, I only want to let myself rest in this stillness, where I no longer need to try. Lord, perhaps I need no more words, only to sit here, silent, and know that you are listening. I do not ask you to take away the worry, only to teach me to be at rest while worry remains. I do not ask you to change anything, only that my heart be light enough to believe you are working quietly. Sometimes I do not know how to pray, but perhaps you need no words, for even this silence you understand. There are nights I'm too tired to speak, only looking up at the ceiling and sighing softly. And I believe, in that sigh, you also hear. I once thought trusting meant doing something great, but now I understand. Trusting is simply letting you love me when I have no strength to do anything else. Tonight, I want to let thoughts drift like a small stream to empty my heart, so your peace has room to enter. I place everything back into your hands: fear, longing, unfinished things, and even myself. For only in your hands is everything truly kept. If tomorrow I am weak again, please let me remember this moment, the moment I saw most clearly that peace does not come from understanding, but from being in you. Lord, please remain. Remain in this small room. Remain in the sleep I am about to enter. Remain in each heartbeat growing softer. I will not strain to believe. I only want to rest in your arms. No need for lovely dreams, only a quiet sleep. I know you still keep every soul, whether awake or asleep, and tonight, as I close my eyes, please let that peace keep my heart as well. For I believe, even in sleep, you are doing good things. There is nothing left to say, only the silence and your love gently settling. I am at rest now, Lord. I am at rest because I have you. Tonight, please place your hand upon my brow like a gentle father soothing a weary child. Please let these eyes close in peace. Let this heart remember it is being held. Please bless this home, this small room, those I love, and even those I have not yet named. Where there is worry, please sow a seed of peace. Where there is fear, please kindle a ray of hope. Where there is loneliness, please place your presence. And if the night remains long for someone, please let them hear a whisper so soft, I am here. I hand everything back to you and receive what you give. A silence that speaks, a peace that holds, and a love that does not change. Please keep this sleep, keep tomorrow, and keep the small faith that is growing bit by bit. I am at rest because I have you. Amen.